What's happening, guys? It's Abe.
And I'm Mr. Cled.
And today you're watching
The Nerd Talk Show.
In today's episode, you are joining us for our first part 1 of Avengers: The Road to Doomsday. We are doing a multi-part, probably about 3 to 4 parts. In each section, we're going to be covering different stuff, including talking about the source material, talking about the marketing, of course, San Diego Comic-Con coverage. We're going to be doing all kinds of awesome stuff that'll sort of get us to the epic event of the year, Avengers Doomsday. So we're both really excited to talk about this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's so much to go over.
So much. And, of course, that's why we're breaking it into 4 parts. 3 or 4 parts. Don't quote me. Don't at me. Of course, we're going to be breaking things down. In this episode, specifically, we're going to be talking about the marketing, sort of where we've kind of started with the marketing, just kind of building up towards now, and just kind of talk about some of our feelings about some of the marketing and some of the stuff that's happened so far. And then we're going to, of course, also talk about the ridiculous...
Somebody leaked the entire plot to the movie.
It's so stupid. Like, and we'll get into that, because that's going to be a sort of a frustrating part of this. Because, of course, we're doing this with you guys here on YouTube. So we kind of have to know a certain amount of stuff, but we also want to go into the movie as blind as humanly possible, and it just feels like we're going to be dodging a ridiculous minefield. So we got to talk about that, and of course we're also going to be talking about our expectations for what we think could happen at Comic-Con for Doomsday, and hopefully maybe even a little bit of Secret Wars. So we're going to be talking about that, and we're also going to be announcing something very, very special regarding San Diego Comic-Con this year. And then also we're going to cap it off to kind of talk about the cast that we know about so far, and the sort of the characters and what we're kind of hoping to see with these characters, and what we just kind of just some awesome thoughts we had about each of these characters. Okay, so we're going to be starting with the marketing and starting to talk about where it kind of started and where we are now and kind of where it's going. So we started with the 4 teasers.
Yep. First was Captain America, I believe.
Yep. Followed by Thor.
Yep. Then it was X-Men.
Yes, the X-Men trailer, and then it was capped off with the Wakandans and Fantastic Four trailer. So those little teaser trailers all came out in theaters in front of the Avatar 3 movie. I forget the subtitle of that movie.
Fire and Ash.
Thank you. So of course those came out in the theaters sort of ahead of that. And that was throughout kind of the end of December into January, into the new year.
And then we got them online week later.
About a week later each one. So that was pretty interesting. It was kind of a little bit funny when it first happened, because of course everyone was already talking about it, and they were talking about how they leaked and like all this stuff. And of course, again, as we've already sort of mentioned, and we'll talk about in more depth, for some reason this movie is the most leaked movie of all goddamn time.
Yeah.
And it is frustrating because again, we're trying to avoid that stuff. But it started with those teasers.
And one thing, this is from the Thor teaser. Yep. It is really surprising that from just the teaser itself, they've already had Thor state that this is their most difficult enemy, and he's not sure they can win.
That is also, again, from the leaked CinemaCon trailer. Yeah, so yes, yeah.
Okay, I'm stupid.
That's okay. That's okay, because we're going to be transitioning into that right now. So we're going to be so after of course those teasers came out, we just sort of had some time to talk, get through thoughts about other stuff and other releases, and of course we had the epic Resident Evil Requiem, which we might be talking about in our Game of Palooza episode. You gotta check that out. So we had that, of course, and then we had some other stuff that happened, and then CinemaCon came around. Now, CinemaCon is a closed-door event for specifically promoters and theater owners and some members of press and some members of like influencers and stuff have been slowly being let into that event, but is meant to be closed door because it's meant for theater owners for the big companies to basically sell their movies to the theater owners and be like, hey, here's what we're putting out this year. This is what's coming next year, blah, blah, blah. And so you get a lot of early looks. And of course, Disney was there with Avengers Doomsday. And that specific trailer you're talking about happened. Now, here's the thing. We know all of the information and the details of that trailer.
But they haven't released it online or to the public.
And it's super funny knowing all of the details, like in so much detail, because everybody who got to see it was able to talk about it. They were able to tell everyone else in the world about it. So we know everything that happens in that trailer. We just don't have the visual of that trailer. And again, we wait. It was like April, I think.
Something like that.
I believe it was April when CinemaCon happened, and it is now July. We're in July, and there's a huge gap of time.
Yeah, I mean...
you had big releases. You had Toy Story to put... I actually thought it might have been coming out in front of Toy Story. And there's some... I think there was a couple of other Disney releases that they could have put something in front of, but it's starting to look like we know the destination for where the marketing is finally going to pop off, which is really important. You know, it's Comic-Con.
And if I swear, if they don't show that there to the public, they are going to get so many people asking them where it is.
Yeah,
but their email is going to be full.
Yeah, but thankfully, I'm very certain that is not a possibility. They are going to be showing that off. They're going to be showing off probably a lot more than just that trailer. I'm assuming that trailer... They may even do a completely different trailer to that trailer. That might be sort of the trailer we never got to see. And we might be getting a different or more extended or just different trailer for it. But I think we're also going to be getting quite a bit more than that. But we'll save that for a section down the line. So it's been interesting because, again, we started the marketing last December, and it doesn't come out till this December. So usually movies don't market that far ahead.
Yeah.
So it is an interesting thing, but I mean, this is Doomsday.
Yeah, this is the
huge.
build up to the climax in like how the Avengers movies always do things.
Yeah. So again, into Infinity War, Endgame, this is the same deal. We're back to that point again, and it's interesting because, again, this time the road towards these movies has been more
yeah, because they kind of scrapped the whole Kang plot line.
Yes, which again is crazy. And thank you for bringing that up, because I did want to mention, and I think this is a really interesting detail that I don't feel like anybody's really talked about, because of how we've had to shift away from Kang. You guys know why. I won't get into it. I'll spare you the details, because we've talked about it a billion times at this point. But we've transferred from Kang to officially Doctor Doom. In my opinion, should have been the plan the whole damn time. But
because of that, we haven't had a lot of stuff to kind of set up Doom as the big villain in the MCU yet.
Or have we? That's what I think is really interesting, because Thanos, the way we built up Thanos was through the post-credit scenes and just little appearances here and there to build the threat of Thanos. But we very, very interestingly, Marvel's done something that I felt was quite sneaky. I thought was quite interesting how they sort of did this, because they couldn't really... I mean, they could have put Doom, and they have started to trickle Doom into some post recently with very, very specifically with Fantastic Four. But they haven't, we haven't really. So Marvel said, we need to introduce people to Doom that don't know who Doom is. How are we going to do that? How about we put him in literally everything possible? I'm talking all of your major Marvel games right now, like Rivals and some of the other ones. I know I'm forgetting, like Tokon that's coming
Marvel
out.
Tokon.
And then, of course, Fortnite. They had a huge event where Fortnite, they had we'll get to that controversy at another point. We'll save that controversy for another point. But they had him in Fortnite, and there was a big event in that. So again, he's sort of popping up on all this gaming, and then he's on Oreo covers.
Yeah, you actually tried those. How were those?
Great, by the way. I actually really enjoyed them. They're basically like the s'mores, but with like a little bit more chocolatey kind of flavor. It's hard to describe. If you see them, check those out. The Stuff of Doom, that was pretty cool. So again, on market, like, and I'm talking for a while now. It's been like a couple of years that they're trickling Doom into a bunch of things that are sort of outside of the realm of just the movies, right? They've been a big part of the brand new Marvel Magic the Gathering set that just came out. Again, he's quite heavily featured in that as well.
Yep.
I actually personally own that deck now, which I'm really excited about. But like Doom is popping up everywhere for consumers.
Oh yeah.
And they're trying to put the image of Doctor Doom in the minds of all of their consumers through other means, not just the movies, which is really interesting because it's not the hardcore, people who know who Doctor Doom is.
Yeah, I mean,
the people who need to know who Doctor Doom is are the people who are just like the casual moviegoers who have maybe never seen the original Fantastic Four movies.
Or
right?
People who have don't know anything outside of they go to that one big movie a year.
Yeah. So, and of course they're going to be walking into Doomsday and be like, who the hell is this guy? So I think it was a really smart idea to be like, hey, how do we get Doctor Doom's image and like the idea of this character into a bunch of people's heads without just the post-credit scenes? And I thought that was a really interesting thing to bring up here because I thought that was a interesting bit of marketing for Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the next topic.
And our next section is the fact that the entire plot of Avengers Doomsday got leaked.
I mean, what are we doing, people? Like, what the hell are we doing?
I don't know, man.
I mean, I get it. This movie is a huge deal. Marvel stock has been slowly picking back up with people. Everyone's excited, of course.
Yeah, they're finally gaining back the people's trust after just some
handful of blunders. And a handful of just projects that were just sort of middle of the road. And I think a lot of people just got tired of the middle of the road and the secret invasions of the world. I mean, genuinely, that was the first time ever that I skipped a Marvel show. I started it, and I was just so bored after the first episode that I just didn't watch the rest of it.
What show was that?
So Secret Invasion. So that's the one with the Skrulls. Again,
Gotcha.
I mean, the fact that he's asking me which one is that is all you really need to know. The fact that I say Secret Invasion and he doesn't have any clue. That's pretty rough.
I didn't even know about that one. I skipped Ironheart.
Yeah. There's a few other ones as well, but my point here is that just there's plenty of stuff that has just been, and I think very clearly people have made it abundantly clear that they just haven't been happy, and. So Marvel's had, and there's some behind the scenes issues that of course are massively attributed to that. But here's the thing. everybody's excited for this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a big deal. The Russos are back.
Yep.
RDJ is back. Of course, that's something we have to, at some point, talk about, and we will in a future episode. We will be doing, like we said earlier, some of the characters and cast, but we're going to do a deeper dive into that later. So we're just kind of touching about some of the ones we're most excited about for this movie. But there's so much to be excited about with this project. Of course, people are still going to be a little bit hesitant, but from a big standpoint, the Avengers films are where it's at. And if you bring back the two people who are very much so considered some of the best, arguably the best movies in the MCU, back to do a big Avengers movie again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we've really had a bad Avengers movie. I think the one that is least liked might be Age of Ultron, and even that was still a massive success.
And for some people, that's like even though that might be low on the totem pole, it's still miles above some of the other projects.
So I think people are just excited that it's an Avengers movie. Avengers has never failed.
So I get it, right? I get it. But why? Why do we have to leak
everything?
Like, we want to go to the movie theaters and we want to be experiencing this film for the first time in all of its glory. We want to be surprised by the big twists. We want to be surprised by the characters showing up that we didn't know were going to be there. We want to have a sense of, oh, this is so cool. I can't believe I get to do this and see this and be a part of this experience.
Yeah,
like, that's a part of the charm. That's why we're so excited. Yep. And now you guys just want to take it all away because for what reason? I mean, genuinely, like...
So guys, if you've seen the leaks...
Yes.
Please don't say anything about them in the comments.
Yes, please don't spoil your things for anybody.
Unless you're talking about how upset you are that it leaked, don't say anything. We don't want to be spoiled on anything.
And we don't want you to spoil anything for anyone who is also here to chat about these topics. We will be doing, again, like we said, multiple parts to this series. So if we bring up stuff and we're like, oh, blah, 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 and you've read the plot leak... Please do not be like, well, this is what's actually going to happen. Like, don't do that. Please don't do that for us. Don't do that for the rest of our audience. For anybody who wants to sit and chat, just kind of have some sort of respect for yourselves and the rest of the audiences, because it just sucks, man. It just sucks for people who do not want spoilers, who do not want the experience tainted or ruined because of some jackass who was like, I'm going to leak the whole plot to the whole entire movie. Who the fuck does that, by the way?
Thankfully, so far, it's not been something that's been plastered everywhere yet.
Hopefully. I again, we don't really use like TikTok and stuff, so thankfully we're not on there to deal with that. But at least on YouTube, it's been... The people have talked about the fact that it's leaked, but not the actual leak itself. Well, thank you. Thank you for not spoiling that so far. But, again, it has leaked, and it just kind of sucks. So, in the future, please, guys, don't comment that stuff. Don't spoil anything for anybody else, and please don't spoil it for us, because we have to read through some of these comments. Make sure you guys are not being jackasses to each other. So please don't do that. All right, guys. So on to our next topic.
Our Comic-Con expectations.
So we are very much expecting that Marvel is going to be there in a big way. I think they're going to be talking about a lot of stuff, but specifically Avengers Doomsday. I mean, this is the beginning of the big push, because now we're at the end of July. So we got 5 more months until we're pushing into kind of like less than that. It's kind of complicated, I suppose.
Yeah.
But kind of, yeah, less than 6 months, less kind of 5-ish months, whatever. The timeline doesn't matter. It does in the story though.
But they're back in Hall H again.
Yeah, they're back in Hall H, and it's a big deal. So, yeah, I think personally, what I really want is just some sort of trailer. Just some sort of trailer. I would maybe like to see who else could be in the movie. Maybe a couple more cast announcements.
Some more cast announcements. I'd like to see, obviously, the CinemaCon trailer and a new trailer.
Sure.
And I'm also hoping that we get a new big announcement for Spider-Man before it comes out.
Oh yeah, that'd be well. Yeah, I don't know. It's like less than a week, so I don't know if they'll share anything too much that they haven't already shared. But
who knows?
That would be kind of cool. Maybe they'll just finally tell us that it's Jean Grey. Like it's worst kept secret of all time. Just tell us. So, but yeah, of course, other stuff I'd like to hear about is literally anything. Like, is there anything gonna be other than Daredevil season 3? X-Men, I think X-Men season 3 as well. Any of the like those kinds of other than those shows, what else is in between Doomsday and Secret Wars? Is there no other movie, no other TV show? So, I mean,
who knows?
Like I would like to know if there is anything. I would like to just know anything else that Marvel has planned that we really haven't talked about, because it feels like we've run out of the things that they've already talked about us like 100% like announced. Like I think because they still haven't. I think they did actually announce Vision Quest earlier this year. So we know that is coming out, and that's coming out before Doomsday. So I think that's like October, November-ish. Like
you know what I would be really happy to see? It probably wouldn't be something overarchingly major, but either a new season or a new show for Punisher.
Yes, I agree.
Because
especially after that
he's
special.
gonna be in after the special. He's gonna be in Spider-Man.
Yep.
He's coming back in a big way.
Yes, I think all of the Defenders are, and that's something we're going to be doing a big episode on at some point as well.
Oh yes,
because we definitely want to talk a little bit more about Daredevil and the entire sort of street level saga that's been happening in Marvel that has been fantastic.
Oh yeah,
good job, Marvel. That's what I wanted. Season 2 of Daredevil was so good.
Oh yeah,
and the Punisher special was great as well. But yeah, like please tell us if there's gonna be some more stuff. I would love to know if there's gonna be. I would love for them to do a Heroes for Hire series. You don't have to do a Luke Cage solo. You don't have to do an Iron Fist solo. You don't have to do a Jessica Jones solo. Bring them all together into one show. Heroes for Hire, like Marvel. This is gold. I'm printing you gold. This is the companion piece to Daredevil and Heroes for Hire. And then we can get all of the Defenders stuff, and we get to see more of those characters again. Because obviously they're coming back in season 3. If you didn't know that already, which you should. But yeah, I would just love to hear anything new that we don't know about.
Yeah.
So our super special announcement here is that on July 25th, the Saturday, we are doing a
full live stream of San Diego Comic-Con.
Yep, we're going to be talking about everything that comes out of there live as it happens in the Hall H panel for Marvel. And we'll even start it off before the Marvel event sort of kicks off and kind of recap anything that had already been announced from other big things happening at Comic-Con if you guys want as well. So yeah, we're going to do a special live stream event of San Diego Comic-Con. So that was like our big thing that we really wanted to talk about, because it's going to be a special night, and there's again everything we've sort of talked about. We get to tell you guys our thoughts and feelings and reactions right away.
Oh yeah,
as soon as it's happening. So that's the big special announcement. So on to our last topic. We're going to be talking about just a few cast members and characters that we're really excited about. and then we're going to dive even deeper into the next episode, which will also contain some theories as well. But let's talk about some cast members. Who are you excited to hear about that is in this movie?
Well, ones that we already know. Patrick Stewart. I mean, it's his last movie.
Oh, it's crazy. It's so cool. He gets to come back to one of his most iconic roles, outside of course, Picard. But he has actually done that quite recently, so that was pretty cool. His own solo Picard series.
Yeah,
but
is this also Ian McKellen's last
yes,
movie?
Sir Ian McKellen and Sir Patrick Stewart, both. I don't know if it's his last movie, but I mean they're both pretty deep into their careers, and they're both getting up there in age as well now. But they're both legendary, and they're both legendary in these roles, and I can't wait to see both of them.
And
I mean, especially Magneto. Everybody, I don't know. I can't say everybody knows that Magneto is my favorite villain of all time, but he genuinely is my favorite villain of all time. So I'm, of course, ridiculously excited that he was. That was the one name that I really lost it when they announced that for the original cast reveal.
Yeah. And sticking with the X-Men, we have a decent number of the original X-Men cast returning.
Yes, including James Marsden, and he's going to get to do some really badass Cyclops stuff that we haven't really gotten to see him do because the Fox movies did not do him or that character any justice, and I genuinely think he's going to be a standout. And of course, one of the X-Men that we're really excited about seeing again is Channing Tatum's Gambit. I mean,
yes.
what an absolutely insane trajectory that guy has had in that role.
Oh yeah.
From struggling for many, many years to get a project up, to Disney buying Fox, the everything for that project getting scrapped and just thrown out the window, and then Ryan Reynolds comes along and is like, hey, come be in this new Deadpool Wolverine movie. I finally get to play the character you have never gotten the chance to play but tried to.
And he was really over the top with the Cajun accent, and that he did say that he would be toning it down for this, but
still, one of the things that was in that CinemaCon trailer was a fight scene between Gambit and Shang-Chi. And I'm like, I can't wait to fucking see that. That is going to be epic and beautiful. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm genuinely happy that the X-Men are sort of getting their final swan song, the sort of final respect they definitely deserve, because again, without Blade, without Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and without the original cast of the X-Men from the 2000 movie, none of anything we're talking about right now exists.
Yeah.
Genuinely. Because all of the Marvel stuff pre those movies was terrible B-movie slop.
Yeah.
It was Marvel had no success before then. And then the X-Men came along, Spider-Man came along, and Blade came along. And without those foundational characters and films, we wouldn't be here. So the fact that we get to finally come full circle. By the way, I also believe that was Kevin Feige's first time producing in a film was the original X-Men, which is so cool. So the fact that he gets to come full circle, we get to come full circle, all to bring back to this big epic moment is such a cool fucking thing. Yeah, man. It's so cool.
And it hasn't been officially announced, but who knows? Maybe at San Diego Comic-Con we might hear that Wolverine may be joining the fray.
Come on, right? Come on. I was saying this to him earlier. I definitely think Doomsday is like 50-50. But Secret Wars, you're not selling me on the fact that he won't be in Secret Wars. Because Secret Wars is the epic multiversal event. It's where anybody who's ever in a Marvel movie, Kevin, go shoot that money at these actors, get them in here, get them the time to get in here, because we need this movie to be stacked. Secret Wars is going to be nuts, but we'll talk about Secret Wars when it's time to talk about Secret Wars.
I mean,
but yeah, and I do think it is possible he could show up for Doomsday.
I mean, they have to, right? I mean, you can't bring back all of those members of the X-Men and not bring back the most popular, the most well-known X-Man.
I agree. Genuinely agree. And we just had him in a movie not that long ago.
Yeah.
And that's the variant you grab, man. Grab that variant, bring him into this. I mean, the stage is already set, right? It's set, like, story-wise. So it wouldn't be that hard. You just give him that money, man. Just give him that money. We'll get him in there. Of course. So yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, come on. I would love to see that. So, and with that, that brings our episode to a close. Of course, we're going to be doing more parts, as we have mentioned throughout, of the Road to Doomsday. So stick around, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing a bunch more awesome videos. Also, check out our community tab, because you guys are going to want to check out our updated schedule. Our intro video we filmed a little while ago, and so we've had some changes in what we kind of are doing now.
Yeah.
And we had time to film, and like when we have time to film it. So most of the time it's going to be on Fridays, but we may have an episode or two pushed to Sundays just for filming schedule purposes. So please check out the community tab for updates on what episodes are coming and when. And also, please like, comment, subscribe, join the channel, join our community.
And click that noti bell.
Yes, please. And thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Abe.
And I'm Mr. Clinton.
And we'll see you in the next episode
of Nerd Talk.